Hey there everyone. So here I am in Pseudoscience 6 Viewer on the Oculus Rift. Recently, Candau, the makers of the Candau Obsidian camera, have sponsored a photo contest called JAZA, the Journey Along the Z-Axis photo contest, which is a photo contest for 6 photos shot with the Candau Obsidian camera. Candau actually asked me to be a judge for this photo contest. So in this video, I'm just going to be looking at the 3 finalist photos in a little bit more detail. If you're interested in my reactions to all of the submissions, there's a link in the description to this video of a much longer video where I actually do go through each submission individually. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And here we go. This is JP01. This is a bunch of reindeer. I'm not exactly sure where this was shot, but this is a very, very, very nice submission. I believe this was first place in the photo contest. And you can see we've got, great depth on everything. There's a few issues, but I mean they're really minimal. The sky is great. The trees are all fantastic. All of this stuff looks great. Sorry, losing tracking a little bit. We've got a little bit of some issues here. With like the leg right there on that reindeer, and a couple of leg stuff. But for the most part, I mean these are really fantastic. This guy looks just great. Like you could reach out and pet him. I mean, all these things, all this shot is really, really great. This tree up here looks great. I mean, everything looks great. So there's not really too much for me to say that's bad. The snow, the ground is bumpy, but it's snow. It's supposed to be bumpy. And the further you get out to the background, there might be some issues. But I mean, really, this is pretty excellent. Let's go ahead and look at the top down. You could get rid of the tripod in Photoshop. That would be pretty easy to do. Let's look at the depth map. So let's look at the depth map real quick, and we can see. I mean, you can tell how good this is, just from how clean the depth map is, and just how much depth there is. You can see. Bring up the laser pointer here. The ground is nice and smooth gradient all the way to the back, and that each of the reindeer are almost perfect in their depth maps, and they're all different depths. So this guy's a little bit further away than this guy, and this guy's closer than that guy, and especially right here, you get these. There's 3 or 4 here, and they're all really, really nicely rendered. Let's go ahead and look at a point cloud, and turn the depth map off, and you can see just how. I mean, this is really, really. I can't say it enough. This is a fantastic photo. Really interesting subject matter. Not something you see every day. Lovely depths, nice color. Point cloud might be a little big right now. Let's go right there. And it's just great. So there's not really a lot more for me to say about it, except for that it's really good. And I wish everyone could see it. I'll just move around a little bit and kind of get some interesting shots. I'll change the scale a little bit so we can scale it down and get some kind of cool push-in shots, some cool like cinematic tracking shots here. Really cool stuff. Super cool. Love this photo. Let's reset everything and move on to the next one. Next one is LH01. So this one is a trash dump, I believe in India, I'm not sure. This one has a few issues, but I think that the subject matter was so interesting that the judges really, really responded nicely to this one. It does have great depth for the most part. The ground here is all perfect. The trash is all perfect. This guy's great. This guy looks really nice. He's got good depth on his shirt and his pants and everything. These guys are a little flat. You can see if I come around to the side here, they're kind of like concave. But the ground stuff is all very nice. Over here, the buckets over here are very nice. That guy over there is very nice. The main issue with this one is the sky. So if I zoom out a little bit and move it over here, you can see that the sky is a little warped. All of the sky stuff should be back, in infinity, back out here. And the reason it's like that is because probably the color, and it's a very foggy day, and so the point matching algorithm tends to put it closer. So if I actually if we look at the depth map, you can see the sky here is white, and this should all be black. Everything here should be black. And around the heads here, all the sky background should be black, and it's not, and that's what is causing that inaccuracy here. So you can see right behind them, the sky here is right next to them, and it should be way back there. But other than that, the subject matter is great. The ground looks great. All the trash looks great. Really interesting. Something you don't see every day. Yeah, so very interesting. Definitely worth seeing. Very, very cool. Try to get some interesting shots here. Okay, so let's reset everything. Yeah, and finally, last one is LLO1. This might be my favorite. The reindeer might also be my favorite. I kind of go back between the two. This one is, I believe this is in Japan. It looks like, I think it's earthquake damage in Japan. And this one is very interesting subject matter. Again, something you don't see every day. And it just looks fantastic. If I bring up this guy, we have our laser pointer, and all of this stuff here looks fantastic. Pretty accurate. Maybe a little bit of warping right here. This should be a little flatter. So it's warped down a little bit, maybe a little close to camera. Same over here, but everything else is great. This is all good. There's probably a piece of glass here, which is why we're a little bit inaccurate there. But the counter is great. You can even see it like back here with the cigarettes, all pretty good. All the machines and all the debris. Again, same thing with the landfill. It seems to do really well with like cluttered debris. Things that don't have repeating patterns, even though like there's a lot of repeating patterns over here and it doesn't seem to have a problem with it. But the more clutter you have, that seems to really do well in six stuff for some reason. But yeah, this is really, really nice. If we just zoom out, I'll get some kind of interesting shots here. Try to get some interesting tracking shots again. You can see all these shelves, and it's really, really, really nice. I have to say. I know I sound a bit like a broken record, but it's very nice. The few criticisms I have, again, you could remove the tripod. That's not a big deal. Exposure-wise, the outside is blown out because obviously we're indoors and we're exposing for the inside. So you could do a second exposure for the outside and combine them or do an HDR kind of thing. But there's a pretty minor criticisms. You can see the roof is actually very nice. Yeah, it's all really, really good. I really, really like this one. Really fantastic. Just everything. It just works really well. Really interesting. It gives you a really interesting sense of place. You really feel like you're in this, destroyed, like 7-Eleven type place, convenience store. So yeah, really cool. I really like it. Let's take a look at a point cloud real quick, and then we'll be done. And we can kind of stand here behind the counter and see what it looks like over here. Or we can go down here and really cool stuff. I really, really enjoy this one. Go ahead and reset everything. Real quick, let's just look at the depth map. And you can see, very nice. Actually, look at the flat. So you can see it's very nice. You know, a lot of gradients, a lot of close-up things, a lot of far-away things. Nothing that really goes to black too much, except for over there in the distance over there. But you know, you can see how clean it is, and just how well it works for this particular shot. Stuff. Yeah, that pretty much does it. Thank you again to the photographers for all the submissions. If you're interested in seeing me review all of the submissions to the JAZA photo contest, there's a link in the description below. Please leave a comment or a question if you have any, and thanks for watching.